Hello everybody, this is TipTop MTG here today with another Magic the Gathering video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about MTG Arena and its state of the game for July 2020. For those of you who don't know what the state of the game is, it's essentially their monthly post where they tell you what they're working on and, most importantly, what's coming in that month's major update. For those of you who also don't know, tomorrow, that being July 16th, is the major update, and so this is actually the latest we've ever seen the state of the game in terms of time closest to release, but we did receive a little bit of information about Jumpstart yesterday, and if you guys want to see this video, or I didn't actually show the video, but I talked about all the important points that were talked about in this video. I did a video yesterday, so I'm not going to go over that again, but we are going to read through all of their commentary. I might skim through it a little bit because, again, I've already talked about it, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on everything they have to say. Jumpstart, Magic's easy-to-learn, wildly fun format, will be arriving tomorrow on MTG Arena. Are you ready to mix, match, and cause mayhem across 46 different themes and 121 possible 20-card lists that include hundreds, literally hundreds of cards, in MTG Arena? Yes. Jumpstart was designed to be fast gameplay. They're just describing Jumpstart. Again, I did that in the other video. Playing Jumpstart in MTG Arena is as simple as join, pick, play. So, basically, you start the event, and, there's not too much that they talk about here that's new. They have a completely separate article about it, and again, there wasn't too much new within that article, but if you want me to go over that, I will. Just leave a comment in the comments down below. It basically just has a couple Q&As that were kind of already answered on Twitter, but it's nice to see it all compiled in one place. So, after joining the event, you get to pick your two decks, So, just note the important details. It's only available for a month, it has a 2,000 gold entry fee, and there's no, win-loss thing. So if you pick two bad themes, it's not like you're losing value. You just have to maybe play a couple more. But there is a dedicated Jumpstart article, which, just here it is. They basically do the same exact thing, and then at the end, they do confirm a couple things. I guess I should probably talk about this. You have to get the lands, because each set has each pack has a different special land. The only way to get these lands is to actually pick that pack, and what they'll do is they'll put a little check mark next to lands you've already collected to make it easier when you're in the event to be able to see, hey, I already have this one, so maybe I shouldn't pick it because maybe I want to get all of the lands. And then they also do confirm the Phyrexian land. And then, that's pretty much it. We've talked about all of these different things before. Jumpstart's not in the store. There's no duplicate protection. And I guess one thing we learned is you can copy your deck for after if you want to play with your friends. So, that's about all they talked about. So moving back over here, again, just check out the video. Let's move on to the more interesting stuff. The Arena opens Historic Return. Now, this was announced a little while ago. I didn't do a video on it because pretty much all they did was put out this one image, and I didn't think that was enough to talk about, but now that it's here, basically this is their tournament where you can win 2,000 real dollars. Obviously, you have to be 18 years old or 18 years or older to participate. It's regional eligibility apply, just lots of legal disclaimers, but basically what it is there are 2 days. On day one, you can enter as many times as you want, and if you manage to get to a certain point in the tournament in terms of 7 wins before you get 3 losses, you get a qualification for day 2, and day 1 is all best of 1 matches. Then you go to day 2, and you can only go to day 2 if you get that qualification, and you get 1 shot at it, and it's best of 3. And if you manage to, I believe, go 7 and to at least 2 again, you will win 2,000 real dollars. You could also win a little bit less, but there's also really good gem rewards throughout the whole thing. The only difference between this one and the last one is that this one is historic based, not standard based, so that's pretty cool. So, again, that's pretty much all you need to know. It'll be popping up here soon, obviously August 1st. And this will be with all the new Jumpstart cards, so that's pretty cool. So, next we're going to talk about the Zendikar Rising qualifier weekend. There is a slight difference here. The other change is how the Arena Open fits in with the rest of Magic Esports. As was announced yesterday as part of the 2020-2021 Magic Esports season, players who earn 5 or more match wins on day 2, so that's the best of 3 and you have to qualify for day 2, of an Arena Open will also be eligible to participate in the next qualifier weekend. Nice. While we recommend you head over to magic.gg for full details, this change will go into effect with the upcoming Arena Open. If you earn 5 or more wins on day 2, you'll be earning a spot in the upcoming Zendikar Rising qualifier weekend. We do want to note that while we plan to hold Arena Opens on a regular basis, players shouldn't expect one every month, and therefore for every qualifier weekend. Reaching the top 1,200 in Mythic, constructed or limited during a ranked season will continue to unlock invitations to qualifier weekend. Sorry, I'm like all over the place today. Basically, they have these events occasionally where if you do well enough in ranked, you get qualified for them, and they can lead to really cool stuff. And now the Open is another way to do that for people who maybe don't have as much time but are still really good at the game. So, yep, again, they're going to do the whole best of one. Now, what is different is also the entry fee. In addition to the prizes outlined above, so you do get like prizes. Every participant will receive card styles for 5 new to historic Jumpstart cards through Jumpstart. Just as before, these special rewards will unlock as soon as you join the event, so you'll be able to use them during your matches. So you'll get Ismaru, Hound of Konda, Kira Great Glass Spinner, Languish, Grim Lavamancer, and Thradkus card styles instead of the Godzilla lands, which were last time. So I think they're a little bit less cool this time, but it's nice to see that they're going to change the prizes for people who it's just nice to see. Again, here's the, thing. If you want to pause, it's very similar, except now, the Zendikar Rising qualifier weekend eligibility. So, yep. So let's move on to FNM Historic All Access. So they're talking about a specific FNM at home, and we've known about this again for a little bit, but it says on Friday, July 24th, 1 week before the Arena Open, we'll be hosting a special FNM at home event where players can build decks and play games using every card available in Historic, so every card on Arena. Yep, full playsets of every historic legal card, even if they're not in your collection. Full access to the historic card pool will only be available when playing through the FNM at home event for the week. So is this like a week-long FNM at home? Yeah, I'm not sure because it says for the week. So I don't know, this might be a week-long FNM at home. Through any deck, though, any decks you create will be saved to make it easier to craft and play once the event ends. So the idea here is the Historic Open, the Arena Open for Historic is a week later, and so you're going to test out the best decks, and you don't have to worry about getting any wild cards from them. You just test out what's the best, and you find that out. And once you do, you can craft that deck instead of having to craft a bunch of cards. So I think this is actually a very, very good move. It's kind of weird that they're highlighting this one specific FNM at home in the state of the game. Normally they don't do that, but yeah. This is pretty cool. And also it says that it's a week-long thing, but also, I don't know. I'm not sure because it says event playing through the FNM home. Oh, for the week. Okay, never mind. Sorry, that's just saying that it's the FNM event for that week. So you do have to do it all in one day, which is kind of disappointing. But yeah. Next, we're going to talk about Premier Draft Dominaria, which I knew a lot of people were really excited for. So, yes, we're mixing the time streams on this one a bit, but it's a fan favorite format, and Player Draft has only been around for a few months, so we're going to combine the old with the new because we know it's going to be fun. So, Dominaria and Eldraine, Throne of Eldraine, are probably the 2 best draft sets on MTG Arena, but they were both introduced in a time where player drafting was not a thing, and so a lot of people want them to go back and do player drafting, and that is, by the way, what Premier Drafting is. So here you'll be able to do the same format of like player drafting that they have now, but with older sets like Dominaria that have such a good drafting environment that bot drafts really don't do a good service. Why I mentioned Throne of Eldraine is because they also announced that here, but from July 31st to August 14th, Dominaria Draft returns to MTG Arena with fewer bots and more players to draft again. P.S. For those of you who've been asking about Throne of Eldraine drafts, yep, you guessed it. The Throne of Eldraine Premier Draft will be available July 24th through the 31st of July. So that's actually before Dominaria, but it's kind of interesting to see. Those are 2 really popular draft sets, so it's really good to see them adding it as a format that players can play, and it's just, again, very good. I kind of wish they were a little bit cheaper, at least for the Dominaria one, because the cards are useful in less formats, but I do understand. Yeah, pretty good. And then we have the Corset 2021 Festival. So they do festivals about a month after the set releases, and normally they do it with like the showcase styles, but they have been selling the showcase styles, so it's kind of interesting. But last but certainly not least, more events. For those of you wishing to complete your collection of the Corset 2021 showcase styles, the time is now. We kick off the Festival of Time on July 25th by looking ahead, taking a step into the future with our updated rotation-proof new player decks. So these will be all decks that are not rotating out basically you're going to play with the new player decks in this event, and that is kind of going to be, I mean, it's going to be cool because everyone will be playing on an equal power level. I don't know, I just wish it wasn't 2,500 gold to enter, and you get 3 card styles as rewards. And then the following week, you'll need to bring the past into the present in a major way. Our festival event, starting on August 8th, will feature Historic Singleton, but with so many new cards to play, we figured a little extra space in your deck list would be appreciated. While you can only use a single copy of any card that isn't a basic land for this event, you'll need to bring 100 of them. So it'll be Historic Singleton, but you gotta bring 100. So it's very similar to Commander, which, you know, if they think that this is a valid format, why don't they do Historic Commander? I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, both events are kind of interesting. I'm not a huge fan of Singleton, but maybe with everything being diluted, it will be a lot more fun. I might not. I'm probably not going to play, but it's interesting to see that they have 3 styles for this event, and they normally do about 5 events. Now, they could obviously do less. They could only do these 2, for instance, but you know, what styles are they? There's like Containment Priest, Massacre Worm, Grim Tutor. You know, that's 3 there. There's all the lands, but I think the lands are Jumpstart exclusives. I don't know. We will have to see. Then they talk about workshops. So these are the events on Monday/Tuesday where you get, they're just different every time. You know, maybe you'll play with draft decks, maybe you'll do this, maybe you'll do that. But when we introduced workshops back in February, our goal was to give players a small taste of a variety of formats with a low barrier to entry. A lot has changed since then. With the advent of Jumpstart, our continuous support of FNM at home into the foreseeable future, and the always-on Brawl and Historic Rank Queue, workshops ended up sharing a lot of the same design space as other events and options in the game, with a much more limited availability. So we're tabling these for now to adjust to the new normal of events and formats for MTG Arena, and I think this is a really good thing. I like more stuff to do. Yes, I'm not saying, you know, workshops are a bad thing, but I hope that this is a step towards making FNM at home a permanent thing. Maybe not the whole, you know, message your, your game store, local game store to get a code, but they could still keep doing that to encourage MTG Arena players to reach out to local game stores. But it's really fun, and it's something I look forward to every week. And so I hope FNM at home stays around. That's all I have to say. Yeah. So then we are going to move on to the developer roadmap. So this is this is not as great looking as the old ones, but you know, it's fine. I don't know why I'm complaining about that. It doesn't really matter. It's a roadmap. Alrighty, now that we've covered everything in July 2020, let's look at what else we have for the rest of 2020. So this is what they do. Every so often, they're going to show you, you know, here's what we're working on. This one's actually a lot more clear and like, whatever. So coming soon, these are the things happening fairly soon, which is Jumpstart, the Arena Open, and Amonkhet Remastered. So again, this month, really the only thing super important is Jumpstart. You know, they announced some events, they announced the festival, they announced the draft, but really the only thing coming this month is Jumpstart, which is super exciting. But again, Jumpstart's kind of just an event, so this is kind of an event. It's also just a giant card drop, so we'll have to see, you know, what this update looks like. There could be some other things that aren't in this state of the game, but yes, Amonkhet Remastered is coming soon. We knew that. It's coming in August, and later on they do talk about it a little more, so I'll talk about it more then. In development, so they are working on currently Rotation 2020, which isn't like that much of a development thing, except they have to do a little bit of renewal stuff. Mobile support, so being able to play on your devices, which I'm super excited about, and Zendikar Rising, which honestly, those 3 things, the mobile's the biggest thing out of all of those, but you know, the fact that, okay, Zendikar Rising is September, and it is at the bottom. You know, Zendikar Rising and Rotation 2020 both happen at the same time, and since mobile is being lumped in with that, I would not be surprised if Zendikar Rising is released alongside the mobile release, because, you know, they released the Mac version with Corset 2021. It makes a lot of sense for, hey, here's a new format, you know, or here's a new, platform. You get it with at the same time as a set. They can kind of merge the marketing a little bit too. They can be like, oh, Zendikar Rising and mobile support, and also you don't want to introduce players before Zendikar Rising, give them all the stuff, and then be like, sorry, half your cards aren't legal anymore. And you also don't want to give players it a little bit too late, because then it's like, oh, there's nothing new. These have been around for a while. So I think all 3 of those things are being released at the same time. Then we have in concept Equestrian, which is the codename for the January set. We have Historic Anthology 4, which, that's good to know. The Playblade rework, which is the, when you click play in the bottom right in MTG Arena, it shows you, like, here's play, here's ranked historic, here's ranked standard, here's traditional ranked. They're going to rework how that looks. And then friend deck sharing. This is essentially if I'm battling you on MTG Arena, I can kind of give you one of my decks to play. If maybe you're a newer player and you don't have the deck support that I do, or like maybe I have a ton of cards and you're just like, I want to test something out, can you build this? And then I can play it against you. I think it's all very good things. Let's read what they have to say about it. One thing that we do want to acknowledge is that some of our planned features have been bucketed in the in-concept call for some time now, so that would be Playblade rework and friend deck sharing. To be clear, all of these features are still planned. Also, I think they're trying to say that some things that were on their planned thing are no longer there. I'm not exactly remembering what those are, but yeah, okay. To be clear, all these features are still planned. 2020 has thrown us a few curveballs, and we've had to shift some of our priorities as a result, as we've been transitioning a lot of our play to digital to ensure the health and safety of our fans and partners. Expanding the available cards and formats has become a top priority. So they're saying, hey, we were originally focusing on a couple more, features, but we're working more on getting more cards out there. Cool. The other side of this nature of concepting, iteration is important, but also very time consuming. Once we nail down the core concept and designs and move towards implementation, i.e. features moving from in concept to in development, there's usually a much smaller window between development and release, which means Zendikar Rising and mobile are coming soon. Obviously, we know Zendikar Rising is coming out. Deck sharing and reworking our Playblade are still very much on our to-do, and without further ado, coming soon, Amonkhet Remastered. So this is August 13th, we now have that official date, although we kind of knew based on the FNM at home schedule, because whenever they release a set, the following FNM is a play any event kind of thing, and then you get a reward. That's what you have to do, there's no actual event, and there was one of those awkwardly placed in August, around August 14th, and so, yeah. Then they say next month we will continue to shift through the sands of time and bring back Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation to MTG Arena in a combined set, the aptly called Amonkhet Remastered. This is the first time we're remastering a set for MTG Arena, and it'll be more than a combined re-release. Expect Amonkhet Remastered to bring the set-defining cards and iconic mechanics you remember from both Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation, but with updated gameplay to make this a fun and fresh experience for all of our players. Even if you were able to experience this block in its original form during closed beta, the combined card count from across these two sets has landed at around 340 cards, with a focus on the limited play, draft and sealed event, pioneer, and continued support for historic. We hope you're ready to rise among the worthy once again. Amonkhet Remastered is currently planned for August 13th, and you should expect to hear more about it soon. Okay, so we've known about Amonkhet Remastered since, I would say, December of last year, and we've kind of known that something was happening with Amonkhet for longer than that. I think this is a really good idea. You don't need to waste time adding some random common no one's going to use, but to increase the support for historic, this is just really awesome. It's also obviously a new set to draft. I do worry that, they had Corset 2021 one month, then Jumpstart the next month, then this the next month, and then Zendikar Rising the next month. 4 months in a row, there will be major set releases, and I wouldn't be surprised if Pioneer Masters came out in either November or December. So this is, Historic is growing very rapidly, which I think is a good thing, but I also think that, this set is going to do the worst out of all these sets, because, well, okay, Zendikar Rising is coming right around the corner. Everyone's going to want to save their coins for that. And so I just think that there's too much kind of happening, but obviously it's going to be impossible without spending money to keep up with all of these sets, which I think is kind of unfortunate, but I also think it's kind of fair because you can just use wildcards. You don't have to buy packs for all these sets, If you have enough wildcards, you can make literally any deck, so I think it's fine. We hope you're ready to rise among the worthy once again. Just a note that this means the historic meta is going to change every month for the next 4 months. So building a deck is going to be kind of hard. I might wait until Zendikar Rising to really build a new deck, unless it's, building a deck out of the cards I get from Jumpstart, because I do fully plan on opening that. It looks very fun. Then they want to talk about in development, Pioneer Masters. We danced around this one a little bit, so let's come out and say it. The next Pioneer focused set remaster will be a Pioneer Master set. Like the modded Masters tabletop product, this digital card set will be looking at all the sets currently illegal in Pioneer and pulling them together into a single set for both limited and constructed play. players should expect our first but not likely not the last Pioneer Master set by the end of 2020. So they're basically saying, hey, we're going to slowly add all the cards from Pioneer through Pioneer Master sets. We might also go back and do other remasters, and eventually they are going to have to add those commons, those ones that they're skipping over for now. But yeah, you know, because they can't. Eventually they probably do want to reach parity with Pioneer, which means they can't just be missing this one random common, because what if it becomes important? So then in concept, Equestrian, basically they're working on the next upcoming standard set. And then Historic Anthology 4, in addition to our Pioneer-focused Masters and Remasters, Historic will continue to receive our love and support. Players should expect another Historic-focused card drop in the first part of 2021. Alright, all of this and more will be part of the July game update scheduled for tomorrow, July 16th. Keep an eye on their status page. So that is their state of the game. This is kind of what they're doing this month and their plan for the future. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up in August and obviously this month, but just it's really nice to see a roadmap in the future. I'm kind of disappointed that there's nothing new on this roadmap besides Equestrian and Historic Anthology 4, which both, you know, I think everyone knew that was happening, so I kind of wish there was a little bit more there, but overall, this is looking pretty good. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.